Hello, and thank you for listening to the Fillet podcast, the best skateboard podcast in the world. Today is Monday, September 16th, 2019. I'm Andrew Ariano, the gentleman in the gray shirt with a new haircut. That is Grant Fiero. Gentleman who can't see on the left, that is Reef Willard. I'll be have limited contact this episode. However, I will be heavy opinionated on some of these topics. One of those topics being Miles Silvas is welcome to Prim Squad. We predicted this. Everyone knew it. Even our listeners knew it. The grandma down the street at Vaughn's buying bacon knew it. Well, let's get your guys' thoughts. I mean, obviously he's a good fit. He looks cool. I like that. I like that Instagram drop. If Grant already didn't have a Grant's Gram, that'd probably be the Grant's Gram.
Yeah, it could have been, but since it was already a topic, I was like, we won't give it to him. But
so you actually thought about it?
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, damn.
But I mean, it was amazing. I thought it was well done. The little intro as he's running up the stairs was cool, and 3 heavy clips all in one day. It's pretty rad to see. I was definitely most hyped on the line on the benches was super sick. But dude, the nollie heel and the switch front blow are so gnarly and so well done. And yeah, I mean, you said it. We I think most people kind of expected primitive and perfect fit. The main thing I'm stoked about is that just we get to see him skate with that whole team on trips now is going to be pretty heavy. And actually, I watched it on YouTube just to see like what some of the comments were. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of comments of people like, we need the full length. We need the full length. And there was all the people saying like, this is how Plan B's team was. Like when they filmed Questionable, this is like the old girl team and they filmed Me Out Right. Like it's just so stacked and everyone wants a full length. And I mean, I agree. It'd be sick to see one. And it's primitive right now is like the superstar, like all-star team. You know, it's the gnarliest dudes. They have a handful of the best skateboarders in the world. Mm-hmm. The team's big and it's a variety of skateboarders and they're stacked. So it'd be cool to see.
It's kind of fun. Yeah. I like where Shane's at right now doing his own thing, but it's kind of a shame like he was once a part of that. So is Diego. If they stood on there, no one could touch him.
Yeah.
You'd say who? You'd say who?
Be very stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but don't we always want a full length though out of every team?
Oh, totally, yeah. And I mean, people have said it since Primitive started, and the closest thing they had was that Never video, which is like
right
20 somewhere around 20 minutes. There's full parts in it. Yeah, a little over a year ago, probably. So I don't know. We could see one, but at the same time, kind of, I feel like since the inception of Primitive, they've been one of the companies that's at the forefront of pushing out content like every couple months, a little 5-minute edit from 2 trips or something like that. You know, so yeah, it's kind of like. Pick what you want to do. I mean, it could be a little tough to save stuff for a full length if you want to still put other stuff out consistently, but I'm sure they could find a way to do it if they really wanted to as well. So
I want to hand the baton to Reef real quick. He could not help but notice the butterfly spirit animal, which is not even an animal; it's an insect. But you made a correlation with that in a women's basketball team.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the butterfly, I thought about the Sacramento Monarchs, but came to realize after I did some research, the last year they were playing was 2009, so it's been about 10 years, but I don't know, if there was any relation to that, I thought that would be pretty cool that he's back in the ladies basketball team. I mean, I know he's a fan. I think he's a fan of the Kings. I mean, he reps the Kings, so it's still within the family, I guess, if you would call it, so it'd be cool to... if that was a relation to it, but if not, no biggie. It's still a sick board graphic.
Yeah,
I'm stoked for Miles. It's a good fit, and yeah, he's deserves of this. It's totally crazy. It's so awesome to see, and the welcome clips were amazing. Alan filmed it great. I'm pretty hyped right now. Yeah, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Prim Squad does it again. I've been telling people for years, you can't touch the Prim.
Drew, your comment was ridiculous.
I hearted immediately, but I read it.
You said, "Welcome to the Prim Squad, Miles." Like it's good to have you, or something.
Wait.
So Drew.
Okay.
So Drew.
Okay, so let's step back. What's so hilarious about that comment?
Because you're simply, I mean, everyone knows you're a fan of Paul and Primitive, but you You're
Well, what's
acting like
ridiculous
you're a
about
part
it?
of that
No,
company.
say again. Say again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk over you.
The comment makes it sound like you work for them or you're a part of the brand or something.
I'm a part of the Prim Squad. Anyone that's down for that's the squad.
Okay.
Like Billy, I don't know if you guys saw Billy Jackson's comment. He's like, do you work there? I was like, what? Why do I have to work to be a part of the squad?
Well, that's tight. You got a new member of your squad.
Yeah, welcome in, buddy. Like,
You got one of the best.
yeah, he's part of the Prim Squad. No one on the Prim Squad says Prim Squad, so welcome to the team. Like welcome aboard.
Yeah.
It's nice to put a feather in the cap.
I have a random thing I noticed a couple weeks ago. This is actually before Miles had left Numbers.
Uh-huh.
I was just reading some old stuff on the Thrasher site, and I read an old Shane O'Neill interview from right when he was introduced to Primitive, which I want to say was 2017.
Who was introduced?
Shane.
Oh, okay. It was only
2017
2017? Are you sure it wasn't older than that?
It was 16 at the oldest.
Okay. Well, I guess it's irrelevant, but what'd you find?
It was 16. Well, I did find they asked whoever did the interview for Thrasher asked him if there was anyone you could add to Primitive right now, who would it be? And he said Miles.
Damn.
He just said like he pretty much said like I don't know him at all, but his skating is amazing. Like it'd be sick to have him on. So
and now Shane's not even on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of a funny thing. Like
hey, you know what's even funnier?
Before that happened, but it's cool.
It would be funnier is if he tried to get. He was like, "Hey Shane, hey Miles, just come on over here. Come over here to April. The grass is green over here." And he was like, "Nah, Paul's on the other side. Fuck that. Grass is always greener over there." That is interesting. Nice find there, Grant. Can I? If you guys don't have anything else to add, I'd like to get started with my healthy question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So this question has to do with the forever changing of the sponsors. And that's nothing new. It's definitely happened a lot more in the last 10 years than ever before due to scale. I mean, how many people are leaving? Now, we just talked about Miles leaving Numbers, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Last week.
Yeah, it might have been our last episode.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
we did that episode a little later than usual, but the turnaround has never. I haven't noticed that the turnaround. It's like Tuesday you're like see ya, and then Wednesday you're saying hello. Like our next topic with Reynolds, he left Emerica. Things are trending towards Vans most likely. So my question to you, gentlemen, is the sponsor changing ship still have as much weight like it used to, like the change of it? Like does that impact the brand much more because you picked up a Miles Silvas now?
Depending on the person, I feel like definitely like picking up Miles is a big one for Primitive, and then on the other hand, losing someone like Reynolds, if we're talking about Reynolds on Emerica, I don't know the future, but it seems crazy because to what I was just saying before the show started, when I think of Emerica, I think of Reynolds. So it's going to be a little different, but it is what it is. I don't know. I can see it maybe affecting it a little bit, but who knows? Who knows?
Grant?
I would say the Primitive picking up Miles, I think is huge for Primitive. They don't necessarily need another superstar, but it adds to what the company is. And Miles just dropped a crazy part. He's definitely someone. When I think of Miles, there's so many great skateboarders, but Miles is someone that I think you can really see his influence on kids and on skateboarders. Like right after the LRG part came out, like he does a lot of tricks that a lot of people kind of tried to emulate and kind of trying to dress like him and look like him because he just looks so great, and a lot of people like watching him skate. And when you have an influence that big, I think people will definitely want to support the companies that you skate for. So I think that he'll definitely have a big impact on Primitive for sure.
Okay. Now, let me ask like a sub question to this topic, and that is the surprise of him leaving Numbers and going to Primitive. Does it surprise you to see skaters do that? Because let's face it, most people that do that, they're either unhappy in their situation and how things are run, or they're getting paid substantially more money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Are you guys surprised when skateboarders make such moves? Or is it case by case, and then you'd say, okay, I'm surprised that Mike Carroll left X company to go to this company?
Yeah, I'd say case by case for sure. There's definitely ones where it comes off like, wow, I didn't see that happening or didn't hear any rumors about that, and all of a sudden it just happens. There's other ones where you're not too shocked. I mean, just I guess the Miles example is I didn't hear anybody saying he's about to quit numbers. I didn't know that was about to happen, but I also wasn't surprised because he skates with a lot of those primitive dudes. So it wasn't a huge shock to me when he posted he was off numbers. I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I didn't know that was going to happen, but I'm not that shocked. He's probably going to go skate for primitive. And I know you mentioned the turnaround, how quickly, especially Miles, and we'll get into Reynolds a little bit too, but Miles, he's already announced on primitive. Our last episode was him off numbers. So this happened quick.
Yeah.
But what that also means is this was being worked out for a while before he announced his numbers departure. It was, it's like they already have his board out for sale and in some shops, like PLA already has him in the shop. They've been working on it for a while before he announced that he was leaving numbers. And I guess that's something that you could only do. Not everyone could do. That worked for Miles' case because Miles numbers isn't going on a bunch of trips and coming out with edits all the time that he was in. So him staying on numbers while he was talking to Primitive and they were still figuring all that out was like pretty doable because numbers isn't like pushing stuff out with him all the time.
Yeah,
If
I
that
agree.
makes sense.
I agree with that. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's definitely case by case for me. I wasn't too, like you said, Grant, I wasn't too surprised, or I didn't know about anything about him leaving numbers. But as soon as it happened, I just had a feeling and was like definitely thinking primitive because of like what you said. He was skating with all of them. He's known Alan forever. Alan works for Primitive. So I don't know. It was kind of just draw a blank right there, but it was, yeah, I don't know.
It's okay. I can say so. Next topic:
thank
Andrew Reynolds off Emerica. Thoughts,
God.
thoughts, baby. What you
Crazy.
think, Reef? What you think?
That one shocked me. I mean, that one came out of left field for me. So that one's a case by case. This one blew my mind. So I was a little shocked. It's been talked about with a lot of my friends, and we just didn't know what to think. But then I just saw footage of him with Vans on, so that was pretty cool because I back Vans hard. So I'm pretty happy about that. I was a little worried that one of the bigger corporation companies, I know Vans is considered a corporation company too, but if one of the bigger ones got him, I'd be a little bummed, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, it's a little sad for Emerica, but at the same time, I don't know. I was just maybe talking about how maybe the money could go elsewhere to other riders. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Personally, for me, this case was more like, oh, finally, like I was kind of just waiting. I knew it was going to happen. The rumors have been around for years, the whole Adidas rumors, and that kind of went away. And there was the follow-up rumors. The whole Adidas thing was that he was locked up in a contract, basically. So, and then within the past couple months, there's been some stuff real briefly on the internet where you'd see him in some Vans. So my initial reaction to the post to the official announcement of him being off Emerica was, oh, finally, like I've kind of just been waiting, like I knew it was going to happen. But of course it's crazy.
But is it surreal to think about Bossman is no longer wearing the green triangle?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It definitely is. Like you look at the comments and you listen to what Reef said earlier. He said that when he thinks of Emerica, he thinks of Reynolds, and everyone does, I would say. 99% of people think of Emerica, they think of Reynolds. He's been there forever. He's the staple. He was the gnarliest dude in their videos. Like people that grew up on Stay Gold, like Reynolds off Emerica is crazy. And I totally get that. But like I said, it's kind of been rumored for a while, so it wasn't that shocking to me. So I kind of figured it was going to be happening soon. And yeah, I mean, you already mentioned Vans. Reef mentioned him in Vans. In that Lottie's video, he has a couple clips in Vans. So I think that's his new home for sure. We'll just wait to have the announcement. Basically, that's my expectation.
He's got to have a pro shoe coming, right? You got to have him have his own shoe.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll be Reynolds is on Vans. Here's his shoe. It'd probably be a little bit longer down the line, but yeah, I think wherever he goes,
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's gonna be cool to see.
You can't have him not have a shoe. What kind of shit is that? Man, you saw
He's the
his,
boss.
You saw his post. You just flipping through all the photos on the Emerica, and you're looking at the Reynolds post too. I forgot which one. I think it was Reynolds that posted old Emerica shoes, and even if Etney's ad.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah. Emerica, actually, one thing that I did think was cool was they made the announcement. I'm gonna pull up the post. They announced that he's leaving Emerica, and then their next post is about. It says, as Andrew Reynolds starts this new chapter in his skateboarding career, he and Emerica wanted to do something special and give his fans the opportunity to get one last special product: a hand-painted gold Reynolds G6 that comes with a special edition shoebox featuring photos of Andrew's time with Emerica and a thank you message from Andrew on the inside for all the years of support. And there's only 100 of them made. So I thought it was cool. It definitely shows that it wasn't some like crazy bad breakup. I mean, it was just time for Reynolds to go somewhere else.
Time to look for a better opportunity. I'm transitioning.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of. Let me ask you guys this. Do you find it amazing, or are you not surprised that Reynolds is still able to make multi-dollar deals with his age, at his age in this stage of his career?
He's just one of the few that can do it, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you're that gnarly for that long, and he's a legend. Like, that word gets tossed around, and I don't really like when people say it at this point, but he is.
Ooh, Grant Fiero said legend.
But there's people that are legends. Reynolds is a legend. Costin's a legend.
Would you put a shot in that category? Is he not seasoned yet? He's a legend in making?
Yeah, I guess that's probably the best way to say it. Because to me, when I don't know if this is right, but when I think legend, I think part of it has to do with age.
Yeah.
Or time of doing something.
I agree.
And Ashad still seems a little young to be a legend.
He's still building his legacy, huh?
He can be current GOAT. Current GOAT.
Yeah, he's the best. But like, if
I wouldn't say
even
that.
like if Ashad did everything he's already done and he was 40, he'd be a legend.
Yeah.
But he's probably like 27 or something. He's got so much more time.
Yeah, but be careful throwing around that animal though, like goat. Like the only reason Paul didn't put a goat on his spirit animal is because he's humble.
Oh man!
Hey, could you imagine though? Someone did do that.
That's Robert Neal. He's put the goat on.
He's on his way. That's for sure.
Is.
Definitely way too young. He just started his legacy journey.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think how many pros are on Primitive.
I agree.
A long list.
It's that subscription model to their board sales. They can afford giving multi-dollar deals.
Yeah.
Those crazy collabs.
I have something. Yeah, those.
Yeah, that's definitely. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z fans are going wild.
Oh.
Grant, have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z?
Nah, I think I had some of those cards when I was a kid, but I don't know if I even knew what they were at the time, and I for sure don't.
Having the card if you never seen the damn show. You're like, this is a Goku. What the fuck is that?
This is a Goku.
No, I don't know.
I guess there are different versions of Goku. So
that's true. However you guys want to take it, I'll be gone for a little bit.
Well, I guess we can glance here at the topic list. We had definitely some other. Should we keep it news? Let's hit a video and then we'll go back to.
I think we should just keep it rolling with the Primitive Euro, the skate tour one. That was a good one.
That is a very good case of how stacked their team is,
dude. So much flip in, flip out. Oh my god, it was kind of like a mind melter for me to watch that thing.
For sure, yeah, totally.
I totally backed it though. I have some notes I wrote down. I don't know, there was one clip, obviously, that kind of went viral throughout the Instagram and social media, this shove 180 or whatever you want to call it, shove rewind. But switch shove, right?
Yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah. God, that was so crazy to watch.
Done by Thiago.
Yes, so amazing. And I don't know his name, Grant. Is it the redhead, Giovanni?
Yep.
Yep, dude, the full cab back nose grind was so sick. It's so sick because like he brings, like you see all the flip in, flip out from everyone else, which is not like, I'm not saying that's bad, but when you just see it so much, it's like whoa, 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 you can't even keep up. And then you see, not Robert, Giovanni do these fakey tricks that are like no one, like not a lot of people used to see like doing that. And I don't know, I was just super hyped on his tricks. They were super dope. He also did a fakey, I think it was half cab heel nose grind. I didn't even write that one down.
Yes, that was amazing.
That full cab nose grind you're talking about shitted my pants. Thank you.
Yeah,
so good.
I agree, Drew. But yeah, and then I also have they slow mode it. Robert Neal's nollie heel crook, nollie flip out. That was a flip in, flip out. I was like, whoa. He popped out the nollie flip so good. So there's a lot of good stuff. I was hyped on it.
And then highlights.
And seeing Merrick turn pro like on the footage, it was pretty cool seeing all that stuff. And you could see Carlos, he was getting all hyped, getting ready with the bottle. You could tell he like didn't want to snap the top off too early. He was like getting on. I could look like he was getting a little nervous with the top, but he got it done well. So it was sick.
Yeah. I mean, like we mentioned, it's just a superstar team. The switch inward heel by Wade at the down the double set, so amazing. Yes. And you got, I think Thiago like ollied up the double set, and they were just killing that hubba. Trent, always one of my favorites to watch on that team. Just real cool style. I definitely agree with what you pointed about Giovanni. It's cool because it's such high level crazy tricks, but it's different. He definitely has unique trick selection. It's kind of what I mentioned with Yuto before. Not at all that they're doing the same tricks, but Yuto really came out and still has such a crazy unique bag of heavy tricks. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing from Giovanni. We're seeing stuff that's so gnarly, but it's pretty unique, and it's tricks that you don't see down hubbas and stuff like that. Yeah, I know it might have been in this. He also has done a cab front hurricane, which was so cool too.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, they're stacked. I was pretty excited to see this because when they were on the tour, everything on Instagram was so heavy.
Yeah.
And so to see it all like filmed on the actual camera and put together, and it was put together really well, by the way. Alan killed it again. Like, yes, that footage at the beginning when they were in London at South Bank was so cool. It was just such a sick intro. The songs all went perfect. Definitely a really good tour video. So super good to see. They all killed it. Oh, also one thing, I don't remember what he did, but JB did something so sick on a bank at the indoor park, the one that had the double set.
Yeah, the training
180 fakey 5-0 or something like that. Something crazy, but it was cool. It was tight to see JB at a couple clips in there. So they killed it.
I got a question. What about that? I just remembered about it. Giovanni did one of your favorite tricks, fakey big spin up that like a 4 or 5 stair that a lot of people skate up that. Yeah. What did you think about that? That was pretty crazy.
Dude, yeah. I mean, you're right.
Yeah, that's Grant shit. Grant loves that shit. I thought of him immediately. I said, where's Grant Fiero?
Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah, I was trying, when you mentioned the half cab hurt, I'm back real quick. Caballero nose grind, I was like, there was another trick. I can't remember. Yeah, that was it. The Grant Fiero up the fucking 12 bank, whatever, the 12 stair. It was 12 stories. Don't lie, you know that's the biggest fakey big spin you've seen up something?
Yeah, probably. That I could remember. Crazy stuff's gone down up that set. Fakey big spin's pretty wild though. But I mean, you're right, totally. It's a trick. Diego switch trade up it. Which is,
oh my god!
Why even
it
go
takes
back?
out Giovanni, but fakey big's still crazy.
Why
That's
even
a
go
sick.
back?
I just feel like that one you don't like.
I'm
you don't
pretty
see too many
positive
people popping that one.
Straight up it.
Yeah, I know. Someone correct him in the comments below. If not,
pretty sure.
That's
I'll have to find the clip.
Damn.
I'm trying to remember what Austin did. I know Dylan Impossible up it.
Yeah, he did.
I can't remember what Austin did.
I need to find that Diego clip, but yeah, it's so crazy. But yeah, fakey big, super good. And it's funny, like I do that trick a lot, and it's kind of one of those tricks that naturally kind of works over stuff, just the way it spins, like over a bench or something. But up something is, to me, totally different. Like I've never really tried it up something like that. That seems really hard. So
yeah, I was gonna say you don't see too many people popping like big, like with that trick. It seems like I don't know.
Yeah.
Every time I try, it doesn't even touch. The tail doesn't touch the ground.
Dude, it's totally one of those tricks. It's like there's people that can pop it really high and like do it over tables and stuff, but it's also a trick that a lot of people don't do and they can't even pop it or it goes primo or something.
Yeah.
It's just a weird one, but I always thought they looked cool.
Yeah.
Up the set was really sick for sure. And well, might as well keep it rolling with heavy hitting video projects. Spitfire, Keep the Fire Burning, Northwest Tour.
Yeah.
Pretty stacked. It shot. To me, it was him and Simon. It was their thing. Yep. Like, those dudes went off. Speaking of fakie big spin, it shot fakie big spin board side down the concrete rails, the one in Seattle.
Yeah.
That was so sick. You don't really see the trick down rails often at all. So I thought that was really cool. And then he hard flips the next set, and I don't think it didn't look very planned based on how it was filmed. He did it so good. Dude, and yeah, dude, they just killed it. It shot at some heavy stuff, tray flip grind down the rail, the kickflip back lip, kickflip front lip line. And then one thing that I think's cool, I'm obviously watch street skating more than anything. And there was a handful of tranny stuff, but I do think it's cool that it was like a mix of kind of the lineup, and there's dudes that could skate street tranny like a Shot and Evan and Louie. And then there's kind of just some mainly shoot dudes and some mainly tranny dudes. And it's cool because for the viewer,
Wes Kramer too.
Wes wasn't in that, but yeah.
I'm just saying as far as tranny skating.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
ATV. Yeah.
Totally. It was cool because whatever you're into, you can watch that video and you're going to be into something.
100%.
Super cool lineup of a trip. Louis, a shot, Andrew Wilson to that ollie up front board pop out on that rail with like a death drop on the other side was sick. Just a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah.
Any standouts there for you?
I'm sorry, what?
Standout tricks for you or standout people?
I mean, you're totally right with Simon and Ashad. I will back that 100%. I feel like Ashad maybe bumped him out a little bit. Ashad was, if you took all of his clips, you could probably make a part almost with everything he had, because he was, like you said, he was skating tranny, he was doing the street. I mean, his first line, I think it was in SF, he does like the little front lip that like grows into a front Smith. Oh, yeah. And then he does like kickflip, back 501. I don't know what he does after, but dude, Ashad is way too good. It just blows my mind. But there was a clip I wrote down about Simon. He did a double hippie jump. It was in I think it was in somewhere in Oregon. It's like Silas skates the rails all the time. Silas Baxter Neal, which it was awesome seeing footage of him.
Yes, you're right. That was cool. Silas was in that.
Yeah, but Simon does this double hippie jump, and it looks pretty gnarly to like, I don't know, jump through.
Picture it for some reason.
It goes into like a little curb cut after, and so it's like a little into a bank.
Yeah.
Not bank, but a little curb cut, and it kind of like made me double take it. I was like, oh, I have to rewind that, see what's going on about that. But yeah, and then I wrote down Louis front feeble on that pop out rail. That's like a death drop, and that's in Portland. That was gnarly. All the Lincoln City footage. Okay, so I grew up, but like I skated there because my grandma lived like 10 minutes from there, and all the footage there was so like sick filmed, so good skate, like so much good skating at that park. It was like really cool to see, because you would see a lot of that like skate park back in the day, but now that it's so well known because of all the new additions, which are not new anymore, but to me, I skated that park when there was nothing, and now it has all these cool additions. Like the Raven does a 180 up, and like I think he got a sequence. Someone got a sequence. You can hear it going off. He does a switch roll into the big roll.
Oh, yes.
And that's heavy. That's crazy. Even for I mean, that was so sick.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
I love seeing all that stuff. And then just Peter Hewitt and Frank, it was cool to see them in it. And I enjoyed I wrote down Frank's no slide crook. He did it like
so sick.
He did it like he didn't like pop into it, which I thought was kind of cool. He didn't like sit on it, or like, I mean, he sat on the no slide good, but I'm saying like he didn't like oomph it up like all tech, like, I don't know, he kind of like thrashed through it.
Yeah,
mentality. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It was cool. And then just seeing Peter Hewitt skate Burnside in Lincoln City, I was totally hyped on this video. Great edit.
Yeah, you hit it, dude. Those were some heavy tricks in there. Again, really cool lineup.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Let's see. I might as well get back to some of this news stuff. Plan B, heavy in the news. Leticia Bufoni announced. They announced she was off the team. Then later, the same day, they announced Chris Cole's departure. Which I kind of forgot, but I actually remembered once this happened. I went to Leticia's account and she had posted, I think at the last couple contests she skated, her boards have just been like painted black. Which I'd imagine they're probably just Plan Bs that she spray painted or whatever.
Yeah.
But I kind of had forgotten about that and hadn't been thinking about it. So I was like, oh, crazy, she's off. And then I saw that. I was like, oh, yeah, I do remember seeing that. She had been skating those boards, so I guess it makes sense. Don't really have any sort of guess where she would go. And I almost feel like it was, I don't really know why. I guess maybe just because I haven't heard any rumors or seen much of where Leticia would go. Maybe that's why I feel this way. But it kind of feels to me like it was, she wanted to leave Plan B and she doesn't even have a plan at the moment. I kind of feel like it's that. And like, I don't know if she has something lined up. Maybe she does. I could be wrong.
Are you saying that you don't know where to go because she doesn't have a Plan B?
Exactly.
That's
Yep.
That's pretty much what I took from it.
Yeah.
Grant, you're a funny guy.
Chris Cole, I didn't know that was going to happen, but I think he kind of like, I don't like the word coach in skateboarding. But I think he helps.
Can we make a connection here?
Stuff.
Isn't that an interesting connection? PJ, what? Leticia, Chris.
Yeah, well, we still don't have a PJ announcement though.
Yeah, but isn't this like crumbling? It's like
it's looking a little crazy.
Looking a little grim.
It's looking a little.
I did not know about PJ either. Wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, no PJ announcement, but yeah. I mean, he's skated blank boards for a long time, to be honest. But in that most recent New Balance thing, as a blank board, there's for sure no Plan B sticker on it. So I'm not going to be surprised if that's a soon announcement soon to come.
Maybe all three of them are going to go somewhere cool.
I don't know.
Chris's blew me away. I did not see that coming at all. Leticia, when I heard about it, I was like, kind of thought, oh, she's just maybe trying to do her own thing again. Because she was on Foundation, but wasn't she on like a random board company called like, I thought it was like initials like TNT or TMT?
Oh, that's like I mean, I don't know what her board situation was for a while, but that company that you're referring to is it? No. It's a energy drink in Brazil or something like that.
Yeah, I knew it was something from Brazil. Yeah,
but it wasn't a board company. It's some sort of like energy related thing. Before she was on Red Bull.
Okay. I just thought randomly like all the stuff that I used to see her ride and knew that she was riding back then, but I have no idea. I have no guesses for her. But I can see, I mean, I know Chris Cole is a huge fan of Mr. P-Rod, it seems like, because they would always talk to each other. And like it seemed like they were like good homies, good friends at street league competitions.
Get him on the team.
I could see him. I could see him getting a spirit animal for sure. Yeah. Like it's just me.
He could get the goat.
He's been with some of the Zero dudes recently. He might as well just get back on. He's back on Fallen.
Oh, that actually would be so sick. That just changed my mind. I'm so down.
Zero premieres this weekend. Maybe they'll blow some minds. Honestly, with Leticia, kind of just to touch on that again real quick. One of my kind of first reactions was like, "What? Leticia doesn't even need a board sponsor."
So true.
Like she went pro and she has the gnarliest lineup of sponsors. Like what? Yeah. Who knows if she even cares about having a board sponsor? Like, it might just be whatever to her. Maybe she would have some sort of disagreement or some with Plan B, and she was over it, and maybe she just doesn't care that much right now. She's she's Red Bull, GoPro, Nike, Toyota, Beats by Dre, like just the craziest stuff. Like she might just not really be worried about that. So we'll see.
Element popped in my head just now, but that's only because she like skates with Nyjah a lot. It seems like, and I don't know, but it's crazy. Yeah,
that's a good point. Element. Let's see what else do we got here. We have Kevin Baekkel higher power.
That was a crazy part.
What'd you think?
I liked it. he's a fast skater, and I always say I like fast
fast.
skateboarding. Yeah, very fast. And I don't know what he was doing with fighting that or getting a little tussle with the like priest or whatever it was up there up top before that rail. He did that big front Smith at the end of his part. I was like, come on, dude, just well, I guess he got it and no one got hurt, so it seemed like no one got hurt. But there was, I guess the priest was kind of getting into it too. He like grabbed the board, definitely had his board.
Yeah, he did.
The cuts were like not showing it right. It feels like I want to know the full story, but
yeah. Actually, that Deeds grinded that same rail, front 50 did.
Yeah,
but in his rough cut, they didn't show. I don't remember seeing like him dealing with the kick out or anything like that. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Crazy front Smith. I also put down. He did a 5-0 on this rail, and then right after was another rail and set, and he like firecrackers down the set. I thought that was pretty cool because usually someone would, not everyone, but some people would just maybe jump off or, try to like ollie and kick out or do something else. He kept it going. There was another clip I really liked. He did a Wally front blunt on like a barrier. It was like a barrier to a barrier that's going horizontal to it, and it was a front blunt or back tail. I don't know what you would call it because it kind of looked like he went straight over it.
Oh yes,
but he didn't like sit on like a back tail or like it just like went over to a back tail front blunt. It was like an actual like he was like up on it like vertical. It looked so sick to me, and whoever filmed it, great job filming. That was amazing. So that was another one, and then the last one was the drop in on that crazy circle thing. He like did a 5-0 slash on it, but he dropped in on it as well. That looked gnarly.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah, very rad part though for Creature.
I think the best way to describe it is gnarly. It really is. He skates fast, grinds most insane rails. To be honest, just like I guess in terms of taste, like it's not really what I enjoy to watch. Just I don't always like to watch the gnarliest dudes. But I'm not to deny the gnarliness is there. Like that dude is insane. He's grinding rails that not many other people would grind or even try to grind probably. But yeah, I mean, I guess everyone kind of is into their own things with skating, and I don't normally like sit around wanting to watch the parts like that where it's just pretty much mainly like super gnarly rails. But he killed it for sure, and that dude's definitely solidified his spot like over the past couple of years. Like put out a lot of footage and just showed how gnarly he is. So, I mean, in that sense, it's cool to see him, get his shine. He definitely deserves it. He kills it.
Yeah. What about? I don't really care for the music when I see those kind of parts, but I was just thinking like, what if like you watched his part with like some jazz music playing in the background or like some other type of music? I don't know. It'd be funny. Yeah. It's just it fits it, but at the same time, I'm not too crazy for the metal stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like I get how that song makes sense for him and his gnarly skating.
Yeah.
But I also like can't get into that music.
Yeah.
Like I usually when I see people complaining about music, I'm just like, whatever, like just shut up and watch it, Like that's what I think in my head. But when it's that metal, I'm like, dude, like this is the one for me. Like this genre of music, I can't. Like I can't get into it. It's just not my thing, which is fine. And I get it. People have different tastes. Like there's always people like hating on whatever rap music or something and too many parts and stuff like that. And it's all just taste. But
yeah,
the dude's buck for sure.
Yep, agreed.
He just like risks his life to grind some of those rails,
dude. Yeah, some crazy falls in there too.
Yes, he got smoked a few times.
Yeah.
Reef, Drew, if you're listening right now, you should pop back in. I want to talk about
Sorry, go ahead.
The Labyrinth Skateboards flower video. Reef, this is you, some of your homies. You actually went to San Diego for 5 days or a week or something, right?
Yeah.
You guys
5 days.
Went around SD and hit a lot of spots. Definitely some classic ones. A cool take on some of them and some that I had never even seen. So yeah, I mean, how did this come about? Like, what was the trip to go to film this specifically, or was it kind of just like a fun thing and you ended up with enough footage for a video?
Well, thank you. I appreciate all those comments. Yeah, we kind of. I mean, the skateboard company announcement was getting talked about months before. My friend, good brother Sean Grimshaw and I were talking about it for a while. It actually stems back a couple of years, but we just never. It was just always talked about, and then the last couple months have been kind of getting more serious about it. And we wanted to actually like start with something. And then when we came up with this trip, we were thinking about just trying our hardest, which we tried our hardest to get as much footage as we could and see what we could do in 5 days. And we brought the young buck Seth Frost on the trip, and we just tried to stack as much as we could. And Kevin Marquez that lives in San Diego, he is an expert videographer and good friend. He lived in our area for most of his life, but now he's resides in San Diego for the last 10 years, and he was totally down to film, and we had multiple cameras to get going on this thing, so we were really, really hyped about it. And we just came up with the edit, and then we were like, well,
who came up with the name
of Labyrinth or Flower?
Both. Who's the name caller?
I am the one that came up with Labyrinth, and Seth was being very creative in the backseat and thinking of name. Well, we were all thinking of names, but
what were some of the names?
Well, Seth, I can't remember the names because as soon as he said flower, but he said let's spell it differently because he was like, oh, Reef's just taking photos of flowers nonstop. He's like, let's name the video Flower, but spell it differently. And as soon as he said that, I was like, I back that.
That's tight.
Why do you take photos of flowers? Well, you have a green thumb?
No, I do not actually have a green thumb. I have a horrible green thumb, if anything. But I just randomly started doing it, and then I was like thinking, oh, it'd be kind of just keep going with it because you see so much crazy stuff. I'm not saying you see all bad stuff on social media, but you see like just crazy stuff, and I don't know, flowers are pretty to me, and I back like a good looking flower, and if you get and with the iPhone you can get all close and like get details of them, and I think that's cool. And so when I do it, I just think of like if someone clicks on my story, they could maybe get a smile from a flower. I don't know. Spread the love. So
now you be spreading a bunch of love and make people smile every time you smile. Who's that? When you were laying down with those Steve Jobs sunglasses and you got drenched by the San Diego waves, I got two questions: is which beach was that, and how many times did you get wet like that?
So we sat there for about 30 minutes, I think, before I actually got down in the water because we were trying to time the waves, the current. And we was at Pacific Beach. Is it right? Pacific Beach? It's where the rocks are, West Kramer. Yeah. And
Rockpa.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, Rockpa.
Oh, that's sick. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
We sat there for about 30 minutes, and then I was like, I need to just get down in the water and just try to like time it out. So Seth and Sean were like watching the waves if they were going to crash hard enough into my face. And so we kind of like, I would sit down, and then if it like wasn't fast enough, they were like, get up. And I would run up or like get up real quick. And so, yeah, there's some funny behind the scenes photos of that, but yeah, we got that done. And I don't know
what they used to film it.
I can't remember the type of camera it was, because I know it wasn't the T3i that he has. I'm trying to remember what kind of other camera he has.
I'm glad you mentioned Kevin, because he did a really good job. Like that, all of it, the skating, the B-roll, the intros and stuff was all filmed and edited so sick.
I know. You look so tight when you roll up with that button-up shirt. I'm like, fuck, Reef, man. You look so good.
Dude, your manual line was so sick. 180 fakie Manny, fakie front shove.
Thank you, guys.
Of course. Net spot's not easy to skate either. Those mani pads are pretty close to each other. So
yeah,
that was a sick one.
I was pretty hyped to skate that spot. I've always wanted to, because I've seen a lot of footage recently, and I was really stoked on that. But yeah, what you said about Kevin, it wouldn't have been as good as it. I mean, it wouldn't be what we had if it wasn't for Kevin. Kevin just is such a down to earth, rad dude that like he knows so much like about quality of video, and he also loves skateboarding. When you put that together, I mean, and he doesn't like sweat anything. Like he just is so go with the flow. Like you ask him to do something or film whatever, he's down. It's so dope.
Sick.
Who's that old guy that gave you props after you do that frontside flip?
Oh, that's a funny one. So there was there was church that day. It was Sunday at the. We just know that skating downtown is the best day is Sunday, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so we were. It was church that day, and they were about to have their whatever time mass or whatever. So there's people huddled around and going up at the actual handicap ramp, and there was a guy sitting at the top of where I was doing the heel flip. And he was telling me back in the day I used to skate and trying to give me all these pointers. And I actually Kevin's filming me as I'm talking to him. Actually, there's some. I hope we can get it online soon. But there's footage of him and I talking, and he's telling me like, you just got to bend those legs. You got to like land. I don't know. He was trying to tell me about like my legs or something like that. And then I think I like asked him. I was like, "Where are you going?" Because he started heading down the hill. Or the street, and he hung out with Sean and Seth and waited. And he was mad hyped on skating, so it was cool. Gave me a little thug hug, and yeah, it was dope.
I was really impressed most when you guys were skating those marina loading docks like they're mani pads, and your homie does a nose manual and ollie flip out is nuts. That's a tall bank. I've skated that bank. I was trying to 3-flip it, but it turned to a 3-shove. And if you look at one of my most recent skateboarding posts, which is, not recent, but I don't post that much on Instagram, but you see me crying after it flips in a 3-shove, and I'm over here saying, fuck! Crying. Those things are not small.
Dude, your homie's nollie heel down bridge 10 flipped so slow. I don't know.
Fake heel.
Not in a bad. Oh, okay, fake heel. That actually makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that was so crazy that he did it like that. It looked so sick.
Dude, he was so exhausted, and he just knew like he wanted to get another clip that day. So he just asked Kevin if we can go there, and Kevin was so down to just drive us there. And dude, he handled it so quick. Sean's amazing. He's a hucker though. That's his.
Yeah, I could tell he's definitely the jumper because he frontside flipped over that rail in downtown too, right?
Yeah.
Was Sean paying homage to Smolik with that hat thing?
He's gonna be so happy that you said that just now. Yeah, he was. We were watching old SD footage and parts and stuff all throughout the nights of when we were chilling, and he came up with that idea. And then I was like, well, I got to come up with a cool idea too. So, but yeah, his idea was so sick.
Your intro's way sicker.
No.
It's way sicker. I appreciate the homage, but as far as creativity, I dig yours way more.
And then he also he was talking about, I guess, Wes Kramer switch backside flipped over that 8 rail, and he was all hyped on that because Wes is one of his favorite skaters.
That spot's hard to skate too. I don't know how was he getting kicked out right when he landed it?
Yep. He saw the lady like walking.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like walking through the first door, and then she was like about to walk out the next door, and it pumped him up to get it. So yeah, it was cool.
How could I forget, dude? You guys had Gabe fucking Ryan, San Diego's legend skateboarder. How did that? What's the connection there?
So when I think the second or third time I ever went down there, so I was probably like 18. Gabe was already pretty good friends with Kevin. Oh. And so every time we go to San Diego, we see Gabe because we make it a point at least to try to see Gabe, and we usually do. And so that's through Kevin. So yeah, Gabe's the homie, and that's a legend for sure in my eyes. Yeah.
Gabe is amazing. That dude's so sick.
Those of you listening who have not
shout out Gabe.
If you guys have not seen his Blitzkrieg part, San Diego Blitzkrieg part, you're missing out.
Yep.
Killed it.
And I don't think I've ever seen him fall on a nollie flip. I was asking him to try to teach me him, but I still can't do him.
I hate when you try and teach someone, or you ask someone, hey, how do you do that? He said, you just set it up like a kickflip. Or you just...
Did you guys see Shane O'Neill's Instagram post about Kirk nollie flips this week?
I did not.
I did not.
It's so funny. So
What does it
it's
say?
him at Sheldon, and he's skating this like a smaller square down rail. And the caption says, obviously, I mean, I think everybody knows Shane's known for the crook nollie flips, super good at it. And his caption says, I get asked about this trick a lot. If you can crook a nollie flip, you can do it. I ollie into the crook with my foot in position, so it just feels like a nollie flip. May or may not help, with a laughing emoji. And I mean, I get what he's trying to say, but I don't. I mean, there's plenty of people that can crook a nollie flip that for sure can't anyone get anywhere near a crook nollie flip. But
I love it.
And he does like 5 or 6 in a row down this rail. It's so funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess. What's up?
Is it a time grant? Wait a minute. We missed out on your little edit that you came out with Slappy's last team.
Oh yeah,
too.
bring that up.
Oh.
What was the name of it called?
I think it just said my name, Slappy's Garage.
It was like a Slappy's garage part, right?
Yeah.
So what made you drop this footy?
It
Wasn't a lot of it, so it looked like that you weren't gonna do nothing with it, so you decided to release it before it got old. Did you do the P-Rod thing?
I mean, yeah, it's not obviously not a ton. It's like a little short to be a part, I guess. It's only like a minute and 20 seconds or something, but
that's a part in my eyes.
I mainly film with Daniel Policelli, and he lives in Toronto, so we definitely got to spend a lot of time together the past like 8 months or something. He was in LA twice. We went to SF together, and then I went to Toronto with him, or met up with him out there, and a couple other friends on all those trips. But after we came back from Toronto, it was kind of like he's not going to be out in LA for a little while. So, yeah, I guess it was kind of like, might as well just put it out now. As I don't end up actually filming much unless he's out here. So I was like, if he's not going to be out here for a while, I mean, we could have sat on it and waited and tried to film more and stuff. But I was like, let's just put it out now. We have like enough to put together and edit, you know? So kind of, I guess that was really the reason.
I loved it. It was awesome, Grant. The first clip, like that is crazy. That was so sick. The late shove over that rail. I've never been in that spot, but I know how hard it is to get to it with not having getting towed in. Am I right? Like that, you have to put some effort into pushing to that thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you first of all, and yes, a lot of effort goes into one attempt. It's you start like so far away from that bank and run as fast as you can, throw down, and then push probably like 7 to 9 times as hard as you can every single push.
Yep.
So it's very exhausting, and I definitely Billy has filmed a lot of tricks on that, so the both of us have spent a lot of time skating that thing. And I knew I wanted to get something on it because I had tried another trick on that thing forever and could never do it. And then I was kind of just over it. I was like, I'm just done trying that trick. So then one day I was like, oh, I'll just late shove it. Just not like it was that easy or something, but I do that trick often, like daily.
You do have that trick good. It seems like
yeah, it's just like a comfortable one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So especially on something like that, like out of a bank, you have so much time to like chill on ollie and then do it. So it worked out, but yeah, definitely a very tiring spot to skate.
It's nice to see, since I filmed some of your tricks on the Grant's Finest Hour, that you went back to the courthouse ledge to do your infamous wally up nose manny, but you did it. You did a little nollie 180 out. That was I know you battled for that nose manny one. Did you battle for the nollie 180 out?
No, actually, the 180 out came really quick. We got that in probably like, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes.
That was a sick one.
Also, the when I first did that, when you were there that day, the first time I wally nose maned to the stage, it was so hard. But I don't know. I think it's one of those things. Like once you do it once, you kind of understand it.
Yeah.
And now, like basically every time I've been in the courthouse since that day, like I'll just make myself wally nose manny it. And I guess maybe just like doing it over and over, like your body just kind of understands how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So the nollie back 180 worked out, and especially because the stage isn't straight, it's like curved. So if you're regular, the way I'm nose manning, my shoulders are kind of turning backside, which to me personally is harder to hold the nose manual with your shoulders like that, but then it makes the nollie back 180 out a little easier. So It worked out. And we wanted to film it at night because I don't think that light has always been there, or maybe it's a better light now than it used to be. But the stage is pretty lit up. But at the same time, that was at like 6:30, but it was in the fall, so like it was dark out, but it wasn't like late or something.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, cool edit, man. Rewatching it right now, there was more tricks in there than I thought. So you guys were sitting on some stuff there.
Thank you.
Oh shit!
Man,
You hear that?
Wait, what's up, Rick?
I just want.
Stop.
Wait. One more thing.
Oh, my bad. It went away. Go ahead, Reef.
Right after this came out, I had messaged Grant because there's one clip in particular, and I just want. It's the same. We both have the favorite, or we both of our favorite clips are the same clip. Am I right? The half cab nose manny, impossible out right after. Like you drop down after the half cab nose manny, and then impossible out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
clip,
like the most. I don't know. I guess what I would say, like, proud of thing that I did. Like.
Maybe not favorite, but.
I mean, yeah. I just feel funny. It's the favorite clip of mine that I did, but it just feels weird to say that. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying
that
was my favorite, and you did it so good, and it was so quick feet. I like that kind of stuff. That was cool, Grant.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. That
was cool.
That spot was pretty. It was that one was hard for me for sure. It's funny you asked about the Wally Nose Mini. That one worked out quick, but this one didn't at all. It took forever. It's just you don't have enough time, or at least I didn't feel like I had enough time to land the manual and move my feet. But also, it's cooler if you don't move your feet.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
So that makes it a lot harder, but then it also makes it more rewarding, like when you get it how you want it. And that's kind of how I wanted to do it. I didn't want to have to move my feet. I also felt like I didn't even have time to move my feet. And it ended up working out, but it was pretty challenging, especially those half cab nose manies get a little tiring because that mani pad, it's not super tall or something, but it's not like it's a curb, so
yeah.
It gets a little tiring, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Yep, it's coming back. There it is.
It's back.
Come here, bitch. It's time for everyone's favorite segment, the Grand Scram.
Drew, it's your boy this week, Paul.
Damn straight it is.
I wasn't sure, but this clip, I was hyped on it, so he gets it. Nollie front 3 over into the fountain, and then nollie frontside flip switch manual.
Is it because it's a no push 2-piece?
That's a big part of it, yes. 2 tricks, no push, both tricks done perfect.
Yes.
Reef was he was touching on kind of quick feet lines, and you don't set up much, and obviously Paul moved his feet, but he didn't have too much time. If you've skated there, or even just looking at the clip, you can tell it's fairly quick. And I don't know, just 2 really good tricks. Nollie front 3 looks amazing. Nollie frontside flip switch mani looks really cool. And back to back like that, no push, no hesitation. Like it wasn't like he landed and got a wheel bite to slow him down or anything. It was just very fluid, one motion. Just beautiful. It just looked so good.
Yeah, I agree.
For Andrew Ariano, I'm Grant Fiero. That's Reef Willard. We'll catch you guys next week. See ya.